wanna live in a world full of heroes, not sit here counting zeros in a cubicle downtown.
Hello worldwide interwebs, this is Mikey D, and this is the first episode of the Nerdophiliac. Just to give you an idea of what the show is going to be about on here on this channel, I'm going to talk today about Jurassic Park 3D IMAX, what I did see last week, and I'm going to do a toy review on the 10th and 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, and I'm going to do my Nerd Rage, which is about the new form of Mewtwo that's going to be premiering in Pokemon X and Y. Okay, first, Jurassic Park 3D IMAX. Now, when I was little, I was a huge fan of this franchise, okay? I mean, I was a dinosaur freak to begin with, and this just sent me over the edge. Alright, I would run around the house pretending I was a Tyrannosaurus, Velociraptor, all those fun things. And this movie just really was a part of my childhood. And so, as most of you all know, they did re-release this movie in 3D, and I did have the opportunity to see it in IMAX. And it was freaking phenomenal. I mean, it was just awesome. I mean, the first half of the movie, if you remember, is not really that exciting, a lot of exposition and all that stuff, but as soon as the T-Rex breaks out of its pen and does that classic Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex roar, I was like, we're in some freaking IMAX right now. It totally changed the entire movie, and it was great. I mean, 3 levels on everything. First level, and then you have your people in the middle, and you have your foreground and background. It was incredible. It was just, they added things to the movie that I could have sworn were never there, and it was seamless. Definitely something you should see. I know here in Vegas, where I live, seeing an IMAX movie is about $17.50. So that's a little pricey just for a one-time out on the movies. But if you definitely have some spare cash and definitely some spare time, something you should absolutely do. Okay, now to the toy review. Here I have my 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, okay? So, it has a little flap here on the back, but I'll get to that. Here I have the packaging. I got this about a week ago through Amazon. This whole thing here was 25 bucks, just to give you an idea. On the packaging, little cylindrical plastic tube, it says Doctor Who on it, blue, and it says the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. Packaging, as is. So here we have the actual Sonic Screwdriver itself. I do have the 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver here as a comparison for size. It is much bigger, it's kind of thicker. You know, 10th Doctor's does extend, and this has a little spring action, like so. As you can see, the extended as opposed to this here. So just a little idea about how the sounds work. There's a tiny, tiny little button here that you push. And we got your classic sounds. There's 2 sounds. Do it again. And then this one. A little higher. And when I first got this, it was extremely hard to push this little button here. And so I had a hard time fumbling with it, but after a while it starts to loosen up, and then you get some great pushing action there. And then here above it's a little switch that, again, when I first got it was a little hard to push, but now it's a nice little smooth flicking action, which is great. And one thing here that's kind of cool, if you pay attention to this little knob here, when I extend it, pops open on the little back, right? Now it's great here because this button can make the sounds while the claw here is extended. Now if you try to push this little button here, nothing happens. And that's kind of like where I start to be like, oh, okay, that's fine, that's a cool toy. So, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of, my first opinion on it was that it was a little cheaply made. You know, it's a little light, you know. I mean, it feels great when you're walking around the house sonicking everything in sight and, you know, doing some readings. So it's a lot of fun to play with, but I mean, the little latch here, actually that's the thing, there's no latch. This little button cover, there's nothing that holds it down. And that's the problem, is it doesn't snap into place. So this kind of thing happens. So, I mean, that's, you know, great. I mean, I think they could have done, you know, some other things, cover it, put a little snap in there. Really wouldn't be that hard of a little tool. But so you have the Sonic Screwdriver. One thing that someone mentioned when I was seeing another review of this is that you can see the wire through the green here. Some people have a problem with that, but honestly, I'm not really that, pay that much attention to detail while I'm walking around the house sonicking stuff and, you know, flicking and doing all kinds of cool things and showing off at work, actually, is what I did with this. So I mean, it's cool. It's you know, pretty much just the kind of stuff you see on the show. There's even like a little kind of fake mock leather stitching, which is, you know, very reminiscent of the 11th Doctor, how he dresses, as you can see. And, you know, the TARDIS interior just kind of, it kind of boils over onto something like this, which is great. Alright, so here I have the packaging for the 10th Doctor's, well, the 9th and 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver that my fiance got about last week or so. It has, this was, I guess, special edition packaging, that's what it says down here. But there is like a half picture of David Tennant on this side and a half picture of Matt Smith on this side. I don't know what they were trying to do with this, but I think this may be the last packaging and last production of this. This may be it for the 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver. So, you know, pretty basic. It is kind of cool. It's still just like the 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver. It's kind of light in the hand. Doesn't really have a lot of weight to it. So it definitely is just for show. Nothing really to walk around with. But it does extend, and we do have two buttons here. And it does that. And when it's extended, push this button, and it does it like that. So unlike the 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver, it can sonic while it's extended, which I do like. One thing that is kind of cool that they put in here is that they added little nibs at the back here, and so this right now that's in is the invisible ink writer. So I could take this and write on some paper, and then, you know, turn the lights off and make it all spooky, and then use this UV light here, and I can actually read it. It was something that was pretty cool they put in. And these nibs are interchangeable. We do have a regular pen one, so if you're one of those people that are weird like myself that want to go and write with this in front of everyone, so you could be like, what a fascinating pen you have, and you go, actually, it is. So, so this is the kind of stuff that we're looking at. 10th and 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver right here. Alright. Next stop, Nerd Rage. So something that's been really grinding my gears lately is Pokemon X and Y. Alright, so a couple of months ago, actually last year, in October, they you know, released a new video saying that there's going to be a new Pokemon series, Generation 6, and it's going to be called Pokemon X and Y, and it's going to be made solely for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, I was excited about this because I'm a huge Poke freak. So I was, you know, looking into it. They showed the 3 new starters, and they looked kind of cool, and I was excited. Well, we haven't heard anything. You know, I'm going to post another website link down below, Cerebi.net. They're pretty much my go-to source for any kind of Pokemon news, and they're really good about keeping up to date on things, and even they have been completely out of the loop, which I think sucks. Well, the first little piece of information we did get about Pokemon X and Y came out about a week ago, and it is the new form of Mewtwo. Now, any one of you guys out there like me who grew up with the original Pokemon, 150, that was it, and then 151 was Mew, and that was it. And we loved it, and we can recite all their stats, all their types by heart. Well, I don't know what the deal is, but they did release a new form of Mewtwo, and I'm going to show it right here.
Okay, so here I have a side-by-side comparison of Mewtwo and the new form of Mewtwo, which I've been calling Mew 3. So, I mean, you could see the classic Mewtwo to the left that we all know, menacing look on its face, and then here we have what seems to be a poorly designed Mewtwo evolution. Its toes are all elongated and it has this massive head tail and some kind of halo with horns. I'm not a huge fan of this. And they even changed the eye color. Went from this purple, kind of purple and white motif throughout the entire Pokemon to red eyes, purple head, tail. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of anything about how this looks. Elongated fingers. I just hope that this isn't what we're to expect for all the Pokemon in X and Y. It seems that they're trying to take all the classic Pokemon that we grew up with and kind of give them new forms to keep things new and exciting. I personally dislike that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I always say. So, yeah, Mewtwo, Mew 3.
Well, I hope you guys like that new form of Mewtwo, because I know I sure didn't. So I guess this is the end of the first episode of the Nerdophiliac. If you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. I do have an email address for this channel. It's nerdophiliac@gmail.com. I just want to know what you guys think, what you want to see on this channel. If you guys got any burning questions, things that you want to see on here, let me know. If I don't know about it, I'll do my research. And if I do know about it, I'll definitely give you an opinion on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do like it, tell your friends, co-workers, family members, and please, if you really like it, subscribe. And another episode next week for you guys, where I'm going to do a comic book review and talk about some movies and new news coming out on the world of nerd, in the wide world of nerd. Thanks.